la la la. La 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 la. Do I look good? So, for today's video, I'm going to talk about how I found out how I was pregnant with both my kids. And guess what? One of them was not expected, and the other one we had to wait a little bit longer than average. So stay tuned if you want to find out how I found out I was pregnant with both of our kids. Okay, so about 4 years ago, a little more than that, I found out that I was pregnant with our first child. I was in college. It was actually my second to last semester. I only had one more semester to graduate, and it was finals week. And I was living with my boyfriend, husband in the future, but he was my boyfriend at the time. We had just bought a house, and it was just kind of a regular, I believe it was a Monday, just a regular Monday morning. I knew my period was late, so that weekend I was kind of anxious, and I was like, whatever, I'll get a pregnancy test just to clear my conscience. You know, like, obviously I'm not pregnant, but like, I don't want to stress. So the day of finals week, before my big like neuroscience related final, I'm getting ready for school, and my husband, future, my boyfriend at the time, is showering, and he has no idea I'm doing this. So I get the stick out and I start peeing on it. I must have been like a few days late on my period, and I'm pretty regular. So peeing on the stick, and I'm waiting, and it was kind of an immediate change that I noticed, like, oh my god, there's a second line on there? No, that can't be real. That's kind of what I'm thinking, and I said, oh my god, oh my god. I'm kind of a verbal person. I just can't like keep my thoughts to myself. I have to speak my process. So I was saying, oh my god, and my boyfriend is like, what is it, babe, what's going on? And I'm like, I'm pregnant. And he's like, what, really? And he pulls his little face, well, manly face, from behind the shower curtain, and he's like, really? And I'm like, I just took a pregnancy test and it says I'm pregnant. And I'm like, oh my god, I guess I'm pregnant. And he's like, wow, that's amazing. And I was like, yeah. So for the rest of the day, you know, my heart is just beating so fast in my chest, and I'm like, what am I gonna do? You know, I'm not married. What is my family gonna think? You know, all the things, like, we're not even ready for a baby. But it was amazing how supportive my boyfriend was, and he's like, we gotta get married. So, you know, we've been talking about having a family for a long time. We already had a baby name picked out, which we didn't use, and so it was great. There was like a little bit of time where we wondered if maybe we should terminate the pregnancy. So that's a really hard conversation for me, because until I was pregnant unexpectedly, I had been very against abortion. I don't judge people who have abortions, but I knew for me that's something that I would never do. It's just my beliefs, and what I felt was right was to not abort a baby. So we kind of had a weird dark week where we were considering all the options, and abortion is one of them, in a sense. Even if you feel like I will never abort, I was thinking about it as a last resort option, I suppose. And boyfriend was definitely more on board than I was, but in the end we decided to not go through with it, and it turned out to be one of the best decisions of our lives. We got married 4 months before I had her. I was about 20 weeks pregnant. You could see a little bump under my wedding dress, and then she was born. Then it was the most beautiful day. So then once our daughter was 6 months old, just 6 months old. Husband was like, hey, let's have another baby. Actually, I think it was earlier than that. I think she was like 3 months old and he was like, let's get going because we need to like pop out these babies or something. So he wanted us to have them really close together, which I'll probably talk about later. Some really good pros and cons, you know, of having kids close in age. So I believe we started trying when our baby was like 6 or 7 months old. I was finally like, sure, okay, like I see the advantage of having them close together, but honestly, if I could go back in time, I wouldn't have done that. It took us a while to conceive her, but I won't say it was a long time. It was just a little longer than average. The average is 3 months of actively, you know, trying to conceive a baby. That's about how long it takes for like 80% of couples or something to conceive a baby. And that didn't happen for us. It took about 5 months. And once, I mean, I realized that for me, I was really stressed, I think, about the whole conceiving thing, and my body may have been under some tension. It could be coincidence, but I took those, ovulation tests to find out when I was ovulating. I found out I was ovulating a little later than I thought or knew I was, and then we tried the next month, and again, no pregnancy. After that, I said, you know, screw it, babe, like, I'm not gonna try this month, like, I just don't want to worry about it, so let's just, you know, like, have our relationship how we normally would. So we did, and then I noticed, well, actually, I guess I should say every month I was checking for pregnancy just a little bit extra in advance of when my period should start because I was so excited. And so I think this 5th month, even though I said screw it, like let's not worry, I still checked to see if I was pregnant. And I didn't tell my husband that I was doing that, and let's see, I vaguely remember what happened. So I bought the drugstore test or something. I took it at home. I hid it because it said, you're pregnant. And I was like, oh my God, I have to tell my husband, but like in a creative, fun way. And at the time, we were kind of doing like this Morse code type thing, but you like tap on each other. The alphabet is in like several lines. So I think if you wanted to say like it's in a certain line, yeah, that's how it was. So like if it was A, it would be tap, tap, that's A. But if it was B, it'd be tap, tap, tap. So if it was the second line, it would be tap, 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 and I think that would be G or something. So I used that to tell him that I was pregnant, but I think I was so excited. He had me repeat it over and over. I think I was just saying, we are pregnant, and I was just like tapping on his hand or his back or something, and he had me repeat it, and I just got a little bit exhausted from repeating it, and I'm like, you know what, babe, let me just tell you. And I told him, and then our eyes welled up, and we're like, our family, you know, we're like feeling like it's complete. And yeah, that's how I found out I was pregnant. So if you like that video, let me know, and comment in the bottom how you found out you're pregnant, or maybe you're not pregnant and maybe there's a way you want to find out that you're pregnant. And yeah, let me know if you want to see more videos like this. I could do a video on how I told my families that I was pregnant each time. And yeah, so if you like my content, subscribe. I'm making videos every week, and I love it. I love everyone who subscribes to me. I would love you forever. Bye.